The Eagles with a statement win on Sunday by beating the Baltimore Ravens 24-19. We are here to talk all about it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great, the awesome, the spiking. We got it all. The holding. There ain't going to be no holding calls on this show. We're going to talk all about it. It's time. Trending in the AM. It's tulip time in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome all to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter, you know the drill. Hit that like button and that subscribe button wherever you're watching from. Make sure you do that. It is very important to help grow this channel as we continue to, pound the pavement and build this channel from the ground up. The Eagles are 8-0 since I decided to go solo. No more working for any other networks. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. But if you hit that like and subscribe button, if you've already done that, please hit the share button and find as many Eagles fans to come in and talk the Eagles' big 24-19 win over the Baltimore Ravens. In my opinion, making a major statement to the NFL that they are for real, that they are one of the elite, one of the upper echelon teams. They are one of the front runners to get to the Super Bowl. They are that damn good. And I think yesterday might have finally put a stamp on that for Philadelphia Eagles, critics out there in the media. We got lots to dive into with the game, offensively and defensively speaking. Stars of the game, standouts in the game. So much to dive into. And let me just tease this. We got the ultimate Skip Bayless hot take rant, not football related, more pizza shop related. Later in the show, a little tease. It's going to be the ultimate one. If you guys have no clue what I'm going to bring up later in the show, it is a story for the ages of a pizza shop owner. So stay tuned for that. But let's dive into it. Statement win. Like I said, smash that like and subscribe button, please. Mad Chatter says, who cares about Christian McCaffrey? We're talking Eagles victory today. Brian Pumpman, what's up? It is a glorious day. My Birds get the W and Jalen Hurts. Oh, my God. Stop. Are we really going to have the first Eagles comment be that? Get out of here. The Eagles are 8-0 after releasing. Okay, so they're 8-0 since I decided to start the STT Sports Network, and they are 8-0 since releasing Devin White. Are any of these things coincidences? They're 8-0 since they starting Cooper DeJean as well. Good morning, Duck. It's a great victory Monday. It's a fantastic victory Monday. Go Birds, erasing doubt in people's mind. Anybody that has doubt about the Eagles, I think yesterday kind of had to be able to kick all that to the curb. Pretty much, Big Al. I don't think there's a reason anybody should doubt holding the number one offense in football that averaged over 30 points a game to 19 points. 12 if you don't want to count even. I don't even want to count the last 7 points that were scored in garbage time with 7 seconds left. They literally held the most explosive offense in the NFL in a lockdown mode yesterday. This might be the most focused Eagles team. I love that way of saying it. They are a focused team. Rick, great comment right there. They're focused. They're determined. They all have a singular vision. No individual accolades. No contracts are on the line. They're all focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's getting to the Super Bowl and winning a championship for this city and for the team. And I love that. They are focused. That is such a great comment right there. I do wish the Zebras would stop letting the other team score a garbage time touchdown for betting reasons, yeah. We will talk about the Zebras today. We will talk about the refs today. I mean, come on now. I mean, Jalen Carter played 99% of the snaps. He missed one play yesterday. I mean, a slacker on his part. Literally held on every single play. Literally tackled on every play. We're going to get into that and what has to happen to get some respect for Jalen Carter and get some calls. I'm okay with the national media ignoring it. I saw the predictions of national media from NFL Network, ESPN's Countdown Show, and somewhere else, and only one person had predicted the Eagles to win that game. Overcome the Zebras at all costs. They tried hard to write it for the Ravens, but Justin Tucker got us. And Justin Tucker, I feel bad for the guy, one of the greatest kickers in the league over the last 10 years or so. Really losing it this year. We've given 3 garbage time touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. Exactly. Just imagine what our numbers would be like, Duck, without those garbage time timeouts or touchdowns. Hurts was 11 for 14 after the 0-5 start. He did a great job getting the ball out and fast and not putting the ball in harm's way. Dude, Jalen Hurts had a great – I know there will be, obviously the pump man already saying it, there will be critics of Jalen Hurts only throwing for 120 yards and whatever the numbers are, 11 and 19, Anthony. But actually, if you really watch it without the blinders, Jalen Hurts played really well. He had A.J. Brown over the middle for big completions multiple times. He found Dallas Goedert crossing across the middle that resulted in a touchdown. He ran the ball effectively when needed. And look, something that's going to go forgotten about all this is the fact that this was there were some highs and lows yesterday. Let's not say that the Eagles struggled at all in any aspects of the game. The Ravens are a really damn good football team. And we beat them. So obviously, 2 great teams going at it. There are going to be some down points in games. We just were a little bit better. That Ravens team got away with more holding since the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl too. Dude, it was disgusting the amount of holding that Jalen Carter faces. There's one clip everybody's showing, and Jalen Carter just getting blatantly held on it. But nobody's commenting the fact that 3 other defensive linemen were being held on the same exact play. Like, I don't think you're allowed to chokehold somebody. It was bad. It really is. Great win, Brian. Absolutely. 8 in a row. Time. That's right. It's the power of positivity. You know me, Brian, better than most. I'm always such an uber positive person, right? Never a negative thing in my mind that I ever say, right? I don't feel bad for Tucker because he's always been an arrogant player, doing celebrations before his kicks used to hit between the uprights. Yeah, I don't know about that. I just know the life of an NFL kicker can change like that so quickly. I understand not calling all the holding calls, but you have to call the obvious ones. How do you pick up a flag for obvious holding call? Dude, it's egregious the amount of holds that that are gotten away with against the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line, specifically Jalen Carter. And I know you can't call holding. There's holding on every play. But when they are blatantly obvious, when people are being tackled at the line of scrimmage there, you got to call some of them. You got to set the standard and call some of them so that the defense the offensive line tries to hold. And even with all the holding, Jalen Carter still wrecked it all game long. Dominated on the interior of that line. Got pressure. Got sacks. Got hits by, even being held 100% of the time, Jalen Carter still had a nasty impact on that game. I don't mind what Jalen Hurts' numbers look like as long as they win and Hurts feels the same way, and I admire that. Exactly. Look, you're a run team with a smash-mouth defense. Of course your quarterback's not going to throw for 400 yards. You don't need him to throw for 400 yards. You got the number 1 rushing offense in football. Why would anybody get upset that they actually lean on it? Everybody said we needed to run the football more. Now that we are, because we're so good at it, people are complaining that Jalen Hurts isn't throwing the ball enough. So I don't want to hear any of that. I know in my back pocket, I've got it saved that if I need to unleash Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown in a game, I got that. It's there. That's why I'm surprised when Phil says, the Ravens are a really good team. Maybe not as good as we thought they were, but they are a really good team. Positive vibe equals positive results. Positivity. I wish we could be positive, Rick, about other teams in Philadelphia, but we definitely can stay positive about the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think yesterday, I don't think it's a crazy thing to say. It wasn't must win for the Eagles. If they would have lost, they still have the division lead. It was must win more for the Ravens than it was the Eagles. But it was a statement. And I really, truly believe statement wins like yesterday can propel a team. Like, the team probably believed in itself, but they probably still heard the doubters in the back of their heads. You go out there and beat the Ravens in Baltimore for your 8th win in a row. That tells people, or it tells yourself, yo, we shouldn't doubt ourselves. We belong. We belong. It's something. Ravens fans threat. I saw that. Saw something about a DM threatening Jalen Carter. It must have been an Eagles fan in disguise, right? Maybe like threatened to like kill him or something like that. Like, I don't even know what was going on with that. I don't even know what happened. But yeah, it must have been an Eagles fan in disguise. Jalen Carter is a dog. I mean, the fact that the NFL let us get Jalen Carter, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, all these young great players, like I'm just it's Jalen Carter out there. He only played 99% of the snaps yesterday. That's such a disappointment. 49ers fans be like, yeah, well, the 49ers, their season's pretty much done. Flyers are playing great hockey. Yeah, I think they just got into a spot in the standings where they're in the playoffs. Matvei Michkov with an overtime winning goal this weekend. See, I pay attention to the Flyers a little bit. Are the Eagles better than the Chiefs on win-loss record? No, obviously not. But right now, if I was going head-to-head with the Chiefs, I think we could beat the Chiefs. I think we could beat the Chiefs. I think we could beat the Lions. I think the Eagles at this point could, in theory, be better than any team. Beat any team. I don't know if better than any team. Beat any team in the NFL. The way their defense is playing with such confidence, the way they're running the ball so effectively, there is no team that I would go into a game and 100% expect a loss. I just wouldn't. Stop. Quinion Mitchell dodged a bullet yesterday. I swear to you, man. When I saw him take that helmet to the knee, I think it was Reed Blankenship hit him. That friendly fire. Man, I thought that was big-time problems. You just see that helmet make contact with his knee. At the point, you see it bend a little bit sideways. Man, that was a scary hit right there. Philly's getting ready to make some big moves this month. The positive sports vibes are flowing for our teams, except I think the negative vibes for the Sixers are outweighing any of the positive vibes. We could talk Sixers, but not today. Bengals and Steelers. I mean, the Bengals aren't that great. The Steelers, that was a big win for the Steelers. Especially with the Ravens losing and beating their other opponent. The Steelers now have a pretty strong hold on the AFC North after yesterday. And we've got a date with the Steelers in 2 weeks, which will be the next tough game. Obviously, we got Carolina on deck this week. Which should be another victory for the Eagles. But we'll face those Steelers in 2 weeks, and we'll know a little bit more. My power rankings: Bills, Lions, Eagles, Chiefs, Steelers, Vikings. Yeah, the Bills look great. I'm fine with that. I think you can rearrange Bills, Lions, Eagles, Lions, Bills, Eagles, Lions, Eagles, Bills, Eagles, Bills, Lions, Eagles, Lions, Bills. I think you can put any three of those teams 1, 2, 3, and the Steelers are the obvious 4, and I guess the Vikings are 5. I don't think we put enough respect on the Vikings name. They do keep winning, but I think that's the solid top 5. I think you could just rearrange the first 3 in any order. Eagles are laser focused. They are, and I love it. I love it. Hey, I shouted you out in the pre-open. Flyers are the second wild card now. 1 point ahead of the Lightning. There you go. Look at the Flyers. The Flyers getting more comments in today's chat than I would have thought. I've been singing that all over the offside. See. Wonder where that song came from. Well, Russell Wilson isn't as washed as everyone thought last season. I mean, I don't want to say he's washed or not washed. I don't know if I would trust him in a Super Bowl run in the playoffs, but they're playing great. They always play great. Stupid Chuba Hubbard fumbled it. What? Yeah, I don't know. Hard to respect. Darnold, why? I don't know. Baker, a clown, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about with all those things. Me after the Eagles win, hey, Google, play Champagne Supernova by Oasis. It's a champagne supernova. A champagne supernova in the sky. Yeah, I remember that one. What's up, Marshawn? Hope you are well this morning and awake this morning. Flyers 8-2-2 over their last 12 games. Michkov tied for most overtime goals for a player under the age of 20 all time. Look at that. We're getting Flyers hockey action talk on an Eagles victory Monday. That's like 5 Flyers comments. You know the tides are changing in the city when there are Flyers comments. And I got you. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. How about the illegal hit on Trevor Lawrence? Oh my God. Yeah, Al Shiri should be fine. He will be fined. He probably will be suspended. Hell, I'll take it a step further. His captaincy should be ripped off his jersey for that hit. Trevor Lawrence, he was home by the end of the night. He made a statement that he was home and resting, but that was a scary. I said it on the pregame show because I did a pregame show yesterday, guys. So you got to be like and subscribe, turn notifications on. You know when I go live on this channel. I tried to rewatch that hit like 7 times, looking for a glimmer of hope that maybe it wasn't like a dirty hit, that maybe something was. I don't know. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that was a disgusting, disgusting hit. Oh, I got it. Anything from late 90s, Y100 or alternative rock era. Dude, I got it, Marshall. You're a Canadian. You don't even know what Y100 is. Y100 rocks. If you know what Y100 is, you're my age and grew up in the Delaware Valley if you were a Y100 fan. Where was Phil while we were getting high? What? I don't even know what you're saying sometimes, my man. Vikings are a really good team. Probably going to be Eagles versus Vikings in the championship. You think the Eagles-Vikings in the championship game, not Eagles-Lions. That's an interesting one, Rick. I was thinking and talking yesterday that there's a path for the Eagles to get the number 1 seat in the NFC. The Lions' schedule the rest of the way is 100 times more difficult than the Eagles. Opponent and travel. The Eagles can get that number 1 seed in the NFC, and that means everybody's got to come through Philly. And we know that's good. What's a good victory song? Well, I don't know the lyrics. We clearly learned that last week or 2 weeks ago. High Hopes. That's a great victory song. Phil, like Mac Jones. What? What's up, Jason? Sorry. Oh, you got to change your name to Schaefer. Now everybody knows your real name. Good morning, Jason. Go Birds, my man. It's and play on the Champagne Supernova lyrics. Getting high was it? I must have missed that. That must have gone right over the head. It's okay, Pete. I miss a lot. Y100 was the station in the 90s. Great stuff, dude. That's where Preston and Steve got their big start when they were still PMS, Preston and Maryland Steve. Before that, it was just Preston and Maryland. Y100. I went to every Y100 festival, Rick. Every single one of them. I still have somewhere buried down here Sonic Session CDs that they would release. I was a huge Y100 person. Alternative rock in the 90s. That was my music. I saw it was great. Great high quality music. The Lions have to go to the Super Bowl or they will be forgotten again. I don't care if they got to be forgotten again, Joe. I don't care if they have to go to the Super Bowl. Stand in their way, the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm damn well not going to let them just walk right to the Super Bowl. I do want an Eagles-Lions championship game solely for the fact that me and my best man, Jason Sullivan, can do a show together previewing it. Him being a Lions guy that lives in Detroit, me here, it would be a pretty fantastic live show. Lions going to run out of gas at the worst time. It's possible. The Eagles got banged up yesterday. And we got to get into injuries this week. Reed Blankenship with a concussion. A lot of guys coming in and out of the game. But the Lions are getting really injured, and a lot. And it's something to keep an eye on, for sure. What's up, Bruce Bryce Harper? Hope you are well this morning. Well, I did sing Can't Stop Believing in Sweet Caroline on Saturday. Oh, man. Sweet Caroline's one of those songs. I love it, but I also hate it. As a guy that hosted karaoke for 2 years, Sweet Caroline just kind of is one of those songs. I always remember when you told everyone that they were being too negative and that the Eagles were good. Hey, the power of positivity, Bruce. Preston Steve still my go-to. Listen, I listen to XM on the way into work. I listen to music on the way into work. But Preston Steve I listen to every single morning for probably 10 straight years. Probably. Maybe longer. But I remember then before even Steve was part of the team. Hold on real quick. Before Jason, sorry. I still remember back when Casey was a youngin' and they used to do Kill Casey Month, where they would try to do crazy, like, jackass type stunts to Casey boy. This team is legit. I believe that Saquon was definitely the missing link. I know the adage that you don't need an elite running back. The league is changing. I think, Jason, we've talked about it. I know you're just getting back into the game here, but we've talked about it on this show a lot over the last, whatever, that the 3 leading running backs in the NFL all changed teams. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and they all got big. There is a changing of the tides in the NFL. It's cool to run the football again. And you're going to see teams starting to invest in running backs more. It's okay. It's a passing league, but it's starting to turn into, running's cool. It's cool. Lions don't have to do anything. Yeah, the Lions don't have to do anything. There is still a website who plays Y100 playlists. Really? Dude, after the show, send me that website. Dude, Y100 was everything. I mean, I still remember when it was in that little tiny building next to the Granite Run Mall before it moved to its bigger building. That one was, that I still remember that. All this flashy throwing quarterbacks, it still comes down to running the ball and good defense. When you get to the Super Bowl, you got to do that in the playoffs. Run the ball and play defense. But during the regular season, everybody forgets about that. Phil, we showed the world something special is happening in Philadelphia. I think it was a statement, Bruce. It's a statement. We are for real. The Lions are in IR hell. I get text messages all the time from Jason Sullivan about another guy's hurt. But man, they're still a well-coached team. They still got 2 great running backs. Actually, didn't one of their running backs get hurt on Sunday? I don't even know. But or on Thursday. I mean, Saquon to Hurts is like Batman and Robin factory. I don't know. It might be like a Batman and Superman team up more so, Jason. I don't know who's the Robin in that category. I would rather say it's Batman and Superman. It's the Dawn of Justice. Ooh, I just titled that Dawn of Justice. Ooh, the Eagles are the Dawn of Justice in the NFL right now. Maybe that's more. Maybe that's more the defensive line. Eagles are going to body the Lions if they meet them in the playoffs. Yep. We just shut down Derrick Henry to just over 80 yards. The Ravens averaged coming into the game 180.2 rushing yards per game. Well, they did have 166, but 39 of them were on a late garbage run from Lamar Jackson. So really, they had 127 yards rushing throughout the game. We shut them down. So we go up against the Lions. We'll shut those running backs down there too. What do you say all the time, Bruce? If Eagles can get past Lions, they face Josh Allen, the Mike Tyson out of the Super Bowl. What? It'll just be another NFC East team that beats the Bills in the Super Bowl if we face them. Thank you very much, Jason. Muchas gracias. What is Y100? It was a radio station, alternative rock station, mid-late 90s, early 2000s. All they did was play Pearl Jam, Dave Matthews, Green Day, that kind of music. It was great. I hate Sweet Caroline. I used to work it around. Yeah, look, from hosting karaoke, there's certain songs that just get played over and over and over again, sometimes multiple times a night, and you just learn to hate them. You all know I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan, but there was a point in my life where I hated Jimmy Buffett because I was just so tired of hearing every single person sing Margaritaville over and over and over and over again. Yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is the present, and that's why it's called a gift. Look at that, words of wisdom from Mr. Bruce Bryce Harper. But there are no better words to live by than that. I love it. Love you, Bruce. You're all dropping dimes of comments today. You really are. That's right. Fly, Eagles, fly. James Cook never changed teams. What does that have anything to do with what we're doing? Big Al, Sweet Caroline's good every now and then. Yeah, I got a good family memory. Drunk night at a bar with that song. But outside of that, it's just overplayed, oversang. That's right. I'm sure he'll send me the website. He may have already done it. I don't know. I listened to MMR for like 3 decades. I remember DeBella. I still remember Preston and Steve's last day at Y100. And then their first day at MMR. That was something special there too. It was never cool to be one-dimensional. Some people try to. Salute, K1 guys. There's a lot of people watching. You guys got to stay tuned to the end of the show. I got the ultimate Skip Bayless hot take rant, crazy thing that happened at the pizza shop this weekend that you're not going to want to miss this story that I've got to tell you guys later in the show. Let me tell you something. The story I got to tell you later in the show is just reason 1000.147 why I hate owning my own business. And if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen a little dabble of it because yesterday around the Eagles game was the most insane thing. I've dealt with a lot of crazy stuff. Yesterday was the most insane of it all ever at the pizza shop. I remember that quote from the commentator in Madden. When you throw the ball, only 3 things can happen, and 2 of them aren't good. Hey, thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Yeah, look, I got a nice little setup going here. Even got overlays now. Got the backup. I do have the Festivus tree up. Dawn and Justice is on point. Dude, I'm telling you, I just came up with the nickname. No corny-ass names. Please have we not learned? Trust. That's true. Fair point from Marshawn. No more nicknames in this city. Let's just go out there and win championships, right? Batman and Superman team-ups are called World's Finest. There you go. DeJean with that Iowa mic. Look, I just saw before we went live the clip after the game of DeJean saying, I didn't realize I was actually going to pick him up and tackle him like that. I'm surprised just the way the game went, just the way the refs were calling the game, that they didn't call like some kind of personal foul on DeJean for that. It wasn't, but I'm just surprised they didn't. But that man, that boy, because he ain't even a man yet, he's a boy, literally took one of the strongest, most physical running backs in the NFL over the last 25 years, stopped him dead cold in his tracks, picked him up, and spine bust. He delivered the Arn Anderson spine buster right to him on the field. Put some respect on that man, Cooper DeJean's name. That was hell of a play right there. It's more like Jordan and Pippen. Saquon is MJ and Jalen is Pippen. Sure, I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine to me. I have no problem calling Jalen Hurts to Scottie Pippen. He just learned how to get paid, unlike Scottie Pippen. Bills don't scare me at all. I would be way more worried about facing. I'd be worried about facing Mahomes because of the NFL ref narrative. But I think the Bills are probably the better team, Anthony. You're in Canada. Isn't that what's that shit in kilometers? Yeah. This logo in the chat may mean Josh Allen coming for you. Yeah, is that what it is? Me after Gene tackled Henry. Hey, Google, play Crash Into You. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, if I never hear Sweet Carolina or Don't Stop Believing again, it will be too soon. Yeah. Agreed. Muchas gracias, Bruce. I got you, my boy. Because you said the best running backs changed teams. Ray Davis and James Cook never changed teams. Well, the 3, I didn't say the best. I said the 3 leading rushers in the NFL changed teams. Can Barkley still set NFL record? He's actually on pace now after yesterday to break Eric Dickerson's record by like 25 yards. Problem is they will probably sit him week 18 because we'll probably have everything locked up by then. So I don't know if he'll get it or not. But the running defenses we're set to face over the next 4 or 5 weeks are pretty bad. So he's got a shot at it. We'll see if he does. I don't care how tough you are just a small-time girl living in a lonely world. It took me a second, but I caught up on that one. What's up, Judd? Good morning to you. Victory Monday. Phil, did Fox's Pizza do well yesterday afternoon? We had a good day yesterday. Sales-wise. Drama-wise, no. We will get into the Fox's Pizza drama in a little bit. Old Madden commentary was the best. Yeah, it was. What's up, Dave G? What was the best Madden? 94, 04. Well, 08's the last Madden I ever bought because I had a Wii at the time, and it was god-awful. I never played a game of Madden ever again after 08. I would say 94 was the best. But nothing is as good as Tecmo Super Bowl, the second version of Tecmo Bowl that came out. That is the greatest football game of all time. Top 3 video game of all time, just so you know. I saw a great tweet. The big hit Cooper DeJean calling Brian Chalkin. Yeah. I think I saw that too. Talcum Jenkins is very sound. It really was just, yeah. All right, where are we at now here? DeJean pulled off a perfect technical tackle. I mean, in the books, perfect. Absolutely. But aren't you surprised that there wasn't a flag thrown? Just because. just because. DeJean's tackle on third down was insane. DeJean played great yesterday. There's a few players that I could criticize on the defense for moments of the game. Let me tell you something. That defense went up against the best offense in football. The number 1 yards offense in football. The number 2 scoring offense in football. Number 2 rushing offense in football. Number 3 passing offense in football. And held them to under 2. We have now taken multiple elite offenses in the recent weeks and held them to under 20 points. Do you guys realize that? Yeah, guys younger than, well, yeah. He just stuff. Hey, just like, I don't even know how to describe what he did to him there. Another day we didn't hear anything on Q's side of the ball. Yeah, like I said, I won't lie. Me, along with 100% of Eagles Nation, held their breath when they saw in that one play where the friendly fire of Reed Blankenship catching Quinion Mitchell's knee, and you see his knee like bend in like this way. I'm like, shit, here we go. But no, he held on. His knee held up. He was fine. Oh, man. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah, I've seen more Dave Matthews than anything else ever in concert. Drama, oh, my God. You just got to stay tuned. I'm teasing it. Marshawn, you'll have some comments to say about what I just went through this weekend. My wife and I went through. Woody Hayes first said there are 3 things that can happen when you throw a pass, and 2 of them are bad. This is my favorite football quote. I say it all the time. I love it. I love it. 09 Madden, I would never played it. I haven't played Madden in a long time. The last Madden game I played might have been the year Sean Alexander was on the cover. Sean Alexander, there's a name from the past. Yeah, exactly. McCollum did well in for Blankman. Look, I'll say before Reed Blankenship went down, he was probably one of my weak spots of the game. I don't think he was playing that great, Reed Blankenship. Obviously, he got beat on the Mark Andrews touchdown. It was a high pointed ball, but he didn't really make a play on the ball or the player there. Then there was another play to Mark Andrews where he had a high pointed ball, and he just kind of ran through him instead of trying to hit him at the high point there to kind of break up that pass. Reed Blankenship looked lost a little bit. And I said it before the game, and I said it on Friday, that the safeties needed to have big games to stop Mark Andrews, to stop likely their tight ends. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did okay. He didn't have a bad game. Tristan McCollum did okay filling in. But Reed Blankenship definitely was probably the weakest link of the defense on Sunday. One thing I want to say about the defense, we were very concerned about the loss of Brandon Graham. And obviously it's a big loss. And we didn't know who was going to fill in those snaps. Let me tell you something. It was pretty blatantly what they did. They just kept who they had. Josh Sweat played 51 of 72 snaps, 71%. Nolan Smith played 81% of the snaps, 58 snaps. And Jalix Hunt was unleashed. He played 49% of the snaps, 35 of them. Even Jordan Davis got back up to 33% of the snaps yesterday. They basically just rolled with what they had and upped the amount of snaps. Let me tell you something. Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, and Jalix Hunt played great yesterday. Jalix Hunt will slide under the radar as somebody that wasn't noticed. Jalix Hunt set the edge against the run multiple times. Jalix Hunt got in the backfield multiple times. Jalix Hunt is going to turn into a very good football player here over the next 4 or 5 weeks filling in for Brandon Graham. I already saw little glimmers of hope here or there. But what I saw from Jalix Hunt yesterday, Nolan Smith played great, and we'll talk about him all week long. Josh Sweat earned himself a paycheck in the offseason. But what I saw from Jalix Hunt was pretty special yesterday. For a kid that hasn't played much, filling in for a legend like Brandon Graham was very good. Blankenship is not as good as this team has gotten. He has always been a high-end bench player. Yeah, I bounce back and forth on that. Sometimes he has great games. Sometimes he has bad games. I still think he is the weak link on this defense. And I always say, at some point, Sidney Brown's going to earn a starting role. Who's he going to take the role from? It might be Reed Blankenship next year. I don't know. Uncle Vic has his team playing disciplined defense. I don't know if it's the best defense I've ever seen as an Eagle fan. Maybe the most disciplined. Yeah, I mean, they gang tackle. They all travel to the ball well. They do. I mean, they adjust so quickly. Like, you think about it, after those first 2 drives, Eagles fans were probably like, oh, shit, here we are. We're going to be in for a long game. They didn't wait till halftime to make adjustments. Those adjustments were made. It was what the defense is capable of on a week-to-week basis. We should never, if they give up a touchdown, it doesn't matter. Like, they literally play so well. I made a joke before the show went on the air on Twitter. Dude, his Christmas bonus, Vic Fangio, Jeffrey Lurie better give him a really nice Christmas bonus this year because he's earned it. Just imagine. He was supposed to be our DC last year, but then the whole fiasco with Arizona happened. He went to Miami, whatever. Imagine if he was already here. And Vic Fangio, like, I was thinking yesterday about how Kellen Moore's probably going to get a job, maybe with the Bears even, in the offseason. You got to find a way to keep Kellen Moore. We don't have to worry about losing Vic Fangio in the offseason. This is where he wants to be for the rest of his career. No aspirations to be a head coach. No aspirations to go elsewhere. We're getting Vic Fangio now in a very comfortable spot where he's here for the next 3 years, 4 years if he wants to. And then he can just ride off the sunset and train his replacement. It's something special right there. And I love it. Reed Blankenship shaking my head. Great weekend, but even more great if, like Mitchell and myself, we were pulling for Michigan. Brandon Graham was very happy. Yeah. I hear there's some college football upsets. Nakobe Dean was not mid as usual. Nakobe Dean played great, so obviously you weren't paying attention. I keep telling you, Jelix means beast in some alien language. All right, well, now I believe you, okay? Yeah, exactly, Marshawn. Exactly. Jordan Davis went up to 33% because they were playing Henry, and it showed how little a running back like Henry got. Look, Jordan Davis, we've criticized him a lot this year. Jordan Davis only played 33% of snaps, which is higher than he's been playing. But every snap Jordan Davis was out there, he got pressure into the backfield. He pushed the line into the backfield. I said it many times. Whoever won the line of scrimmage battle on offense and defense would win the game. And the Eagles did that. And Jordan Davis had a much better role in the game than the numbers will say. Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I think yesterday was one of the lowest run yards game he's had this season. Absolutely. Any defensive end with the name Hunt is automatically great. That's true. I didn't even think of it that way. Can Uncle Vic teach the Sixers to gang rebound? I don't think he'd do anything. I think if Uncle Vic went over to the Sixers NovaCare complex, no, that's the Eagles. Sorry. What do they call the Eagles? The Sixers practice facility. Whatever. If he goes over there, he would get kicked out of the league so quickly. The Sixers couldn't handle his honesty. The Eagles do. The Sixers could. The 1990 defense is the best in NFL history. No way this defense is close to that. The Eagles have a great defense. Sidney Brown's coming off the injury, but he has some bad reps out of nowhere. Yeah, eventually, Sidney Brown. I said it not to expect much from Sidney Brown coming off of that injury. Sidney Brown's a work in progress for next year. I would rather have the blank man than Sidney Brown. He misses a ton of tackles. Maybe. The man gets, yeah. Ohio State, read about, I read about it. I know about it. I don't really care. He's not, but okay. Brown needs to just sit back into, just back into NFL swing. Yeah, I'm not losing faith in Sidney Brown. Special teams weren't very good yesterday. He's a big part of that. Keely Ringo was bad on special teams yesterday. We could talk about that. Jordan Davis also chased down Lamar. He did. He chased down Josh Allen last year, chased down Lamar Jackson this year. Has been a work in progress since forever. Yeah, pretty much. Think about how bad we were with tackling after 4 weeks. Also, is Uncle Vic a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator? We were really bad at tackling those first 4 weeks. Let's not forget about how bad that is. But we also were one drop Saquon Barkley pass from having another win and one less loss. So, was it as bad as we thought it was? Those first 4 weeks, the Tampa loss was bad. But we shut down Green Bay in Brazil. We shut down the Falcons. We just lost on a drop pass. The Buccaneers game, realistically, is the only bad game all around that this team played all year. And I don't know how the Buccaneers beaten so many great teams this year, but they're 5-7. Like, the Buccaneers are an enigma to me. Like, I don't understand them. Yeah, Sixers couldn't deal with his blatant, over-the-top, obvious attitude towards things. He just couldn't. They would cry. Eli Ricks is a moron. Big surprise. What did he do wrong? Uptown Girl. What? Has Vic won a Super Bowl? I don't remember if he has or not. I won't lie. I'm not sure. I don't remember that in my research from a while ago. How about them Eagles? That's right. It's a great victory Monday, Kyle, after a statement victory. By the way, everybody, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Not many tuned in Friday. So let me remind everybody, happy Thanksgiving if you guys missed Friday's show. Now, Uptown Girl is a banger. Uptown Girl is a great song. Vic is going to win a Super Bowl this year. I hope so. Yeah, what did Ricks do? What did I miss on Eli Ricks? I didn't even know he dressed yesterday. He normally doesn't even dress on game day. The Bucs beat the Lions and Eagles, and they beat somebody else that's got a winning record, like a really good winning record too. Duck. They got 3 big statement wins, but yet they're 5-7. I forget who the third team is. It was definitely as bad as it looked, but they made good use of their time off. Props to Jake Elliott for getting back his focus and not looking like Justin Tucker, dude. So there are still negative Eagles fans out there. I have dealt with now 2 different Eagles fans on social media, one on TikTok, one on Twitter. One telling me we only won because of Justin Tucker's missed kicks, that we did nothing. Another one telling me we only won because of the tush push and it should have been a fumble or a false start or whatever. Not thinking that we still would have probably scored there. People making excuses. Someone tried to tell me on Twitter, an Eagles fan tried to tell me that if they would have gotten the onside kick at the end of the game, they would have won and beaten us on a Hail Mary. Like, there are a lot of negative Eagles casuals out there still. Uptown Phil. Josh Jobe is not doing a bad job in Seattle. Oh, okay. Okay. Fangio hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but he's going to. I mean, dude, we are flying high. We're getting so far ahead of ourselves. We are all sitting here on Monday morning, December 2nd, the beginning of December. 4 weeks left of the 2024 year. We're all dreaming Super Bowl. Big difference. Last year, 10-1, season collapses. This year, 10-2. Trajectories in total different right now. Yeah, funny you. Ringo dressed because Slay was out. But what did he do so stupid that we're talking about? They're just looking out for you. What? Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, so no Super Bowl for Fangio. Again, the key thing is yet. I made Phil tofu brats and what? What? No. Yes. Casual Eagles fan. Yes. They exist. Yes. Yes, that is true. They do exist. They do. It's kind of annoying. So let's get into something else here that I just gotta pull the official stat up here. Yeah. Eagles were called for 8 penalties. The Ravens were called for 4 penalties for a combined 20 yards yesterday. All right. What do the Eagles, specifically Jalen Carter and the defensive line, have to do to get the respect they deserve to get penalties called? Now, I don't want games to be flags everywhere, but what do they got to do? Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis held every single play. This stat, I'm assuming it's still active because they only got 4 of the Ravens yesterday. This is a tongue twister when you say it out loud. The Eagles' opponents are the least penalized opponents of any team's opponents in the NFL this year. And it's a pretty drastic number. Eagles' opponents are the least penalized opponents in the NFL of all opponents, if that makes sense. Something's got to give. Somehow NFL officiating has to step in and realize we can't just allow teams to blatantly hold, tackle, pull on jerseys, take cheap shots at Jalen Hurts. I mean, let's be honest. Jalen Hurts slid twice yesterday, and he was hit. Aren't quarterbacks supposed to be protected when they slide? No flags called. Last week we talked about it. He was hit in the helmet twice. You're not allowed to hit a quarterback in the helmet with your hand when they're in the pocket. But they have this blatant disrespect for the Eagles, and they hold those flags in their pockets so much. Now, there's missed flags on both sides of the ball every game of every football game. But it's so blatantly obvious and skewed against the Eagles. And we're still winning football games. Goldberg? What? Why are we talking about Goldberg? I don't understand why we're talking about Goldberg. Eagles on TV, not they great. What? I don't even know what that is. Why would you make... Yeah, he's just trying to be stupid. It's all good. Barkley, 1,499 rushing yards with 6 games left. It's going to be close for that 2,100. It's going to be close if we keep winning. If the number one seed, Jose, is in play week 18, he gets it because then he'll play in week 18 to try for that number one seed. Saquon don't care about the record, Jose. Saquon is, I truly, when Saquon says I don't care about the record or the MVP, I don't think he's just saying that. I think he truly doesn't care. Saquon has one goal. He wants a Super Bowl trophy. All the extra publicity is great. He'll break the Eagles record. LaShawn McCoy's record for the Eagles is 1606, 1607. He'll break that next week against Carolina. All right, that's no doubt about it. Now, it just depends on how the season plays out, whether he even plays week 18. To go with Phil Cauliflower, yeah, it was just a joke from a while ago. Eagles are on TV. Now they're going to be great here in Buffalo. Barkley had more than 1,500 yards before that last play. Yeah, he did lose a couple yards on that last play. That's true. I know we got 10 and 9 on them, but those first down draw options need to go. Yeah, look, there was some interesting play calling early in the game. We want to get to the negative. The first two offensive drives were not ideal. It was back to a Nick Sirianni scripted, first two drives. I mean, Saquon Barkley gained 12 yards on the first play on a rush, and it didn't do anything for the next two drives. Adopted the snow. I don't even know what you're talking about. No clue what you're talking about. Saquon watched the playoffs from his couch every year, so he's hungry. Yeah, I don't even know if his goal is the Super Bowl. His goal is just to play in January, right, Joe? He just wants to play in January and February. Because he's never gotten that opportunity. Actually, they made the playoffs like 2 years ago, didn't they? The Giants do stink. Saquon has one goal in mind, and that's it. One singular goal, one singular vision. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic to have a team I just stopped reading what he was saying because he just rambles sometimes. So yeah, I was born into it, molded by it. Yeah, the dark. Yeah, I get it. We're talking Eagles here. I'm not talking Bills. I'm not talking randomness. We're talking Philadelphia sports here. He's talking about the Bill Frisco. Yeah, look, it snowed. I don't understand why Buffalo's building a new stadium and not putting a dome on it. Chicago's building a new stadium, not putting a dome on it. Why would you spend $1 billion to build a new stadium and not put a roof on it? I hate snow football games. I hate when games are decided by weather. Not saying that the 49ers would have beaten them last night. Look, I care. I don't understand what the fascination with playing football games in the snow is. Got to get Slay, Smitty, and Blankenship healthy. I'm actually glad, Jose, that they sat Smitty yesterday. It looked like he might go. He was warming up before the game. I was glad they sat him. I knew even if he was in that game, it wouldn't have changed anything. I will say this. Shout out to Paris Campbell. Shout out to Jahan Dotson. Both those guys did excellent dirty work blocking on run plays. Blankenship, yeah, I guess you got to get him healthy, sure. Slay's in concussion protocol. Hopefully he's back soon. But Slay's been banged up at other parts of his ankle, knee, his elbow. So getting them both healthy is good. Next week's a light game against Carolina. I mean, Carolina pushed the Bucs to overtime. And actually, I've been playing pretty solidly the last couple of weeks. And we're going to have a Carolina Panthers beat reporter on later this week. Guy I used to do some work with. Michael Kay. He used to cover the Eagles as well. He's going to join us later in the week to talk Buccaneers or to talk Carolina Panthers and what we'll face. I actually got beat reporters the next 2 weeks coming on from the opposing teams. But getting healthy is important. And now we got the opportunity to rest guys at this point. Where the hell are the Niners fans? Yeah. Where's Gammon Brown, when you need him? Wonder what Gammon, who used to be a guest on this show, has to say right now. McCaffrey might be going out on IR again. Niners are coming back to earth after flying where, yeah. All the people that said Brock Purdy was better than Jalen Hurts, right? Duck. What are they saying now? 49ers are very injury rattled. Christian McCaffrey had a healthy season last year, but that's it. He's made of glass. It's crazy. Phil Brother with the good hair ditching them. Yeah, probably. Bryce Young's been playing good football lately. Keep Slay out another week will just help us in the long run. Blankenship being out will get McCollum and Brown more snaps. Yeah, look, I'd like to see us be extra cautious. I don't want to write the Carolina game off. We still want the number 1 seed in the NFC, right? It's got to be a win. It's got to turn into a 9-game winning streak for the Eagles now. But you can afford, if you trust this team, to rest Slay. You can afford to rest Blankenship and even Smitty. Hell, maybe if we do our business and handle our business, you can lighten the workload of someone like Jalen Carter next Sunday. You can maybe lighten the workload of somebody like Saquon Barkley. If this team truly does care about the ultimate goal and not stats and records and whatever, next week, in theory, should be an old school NBA load management bye week game where you just crush them in the first half, first 3 quarters, and then you pull all your starters. That's what you should do. That's what you got to do. Because then the next week you got the Steelers. Then you got Washington. Adam Thielen, one-hand catch. Adam Thielen's been on my bench in my fantasy league all year long. He's been hurt. But it is what it is. You know McCaffrey in the league by reading IR list, yeah. Look, great running back, fantastic talent. But when we talk about how running the football is cool in the NFL again with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, it also shows how, I forget what the exact details of the contract that CMC got when he signed with the 49ers, giving long-term contract. I think you'll see teams start to invest in running backs more, especially young ones in the draft. But free agent running backs aren't going to get more than three-year contracts. Like how, Saquon Barkley will be the longest type of contract that you see given out to NFL running backs because of the injury risk. Goddard's out. McCaffrey, when he's in, we are much better, but we know he'll be on the bench. Didn't Dallas Goedert get hurt at the end of the game as well? I remember seeing somebody post something that he came out with 5 minutes left in the game. And I don't know if he came back out or not. But it seemed like I saw a few tweets of Dallas Goedert getting hurt late in the game again. How he drafting the Georgia boys is paying off big time. It is finally, Jose. It is. Somebody tried to say Nakobe Dean is mid earlier, but no. Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter. So here's the thing. We've got to change the name. Like, when you say Zach Bond, you got to add the word All-Pro Zach Bond to his name. When you say Jalen Carter, you got to say Defensive Player of the Year candidate Jalen Carter. And he might not get Defensive Player of the Year because he doesn't get the big sack numbers. Let me tell you something. Jalen Carter might be the best defensive tackle in football right now. And he's only in his second year. Dallas Goedert's touchdown yesterday was a big play. Very big play. Great throw, great read, great route. But I think he got hurt. He limped off, but nothing on the boards about an injury. Okay. I haven't seen it. I don't even know what play it got hurt on, Duck. But Dallas Goedert, yeah. It's always an issue. It's always an issue with Dallas Goedert. But you know what? When he's healthy, he makes plays. Zach Bond is just a story for the ages. Zach Bond's somebody that's going to have a Hallmark story, a Hallmark Christmas movie made about his career, Resurgence. It's not even cool enough to be a Netflix movie. It's a Hallmark movie. Zach Bond, I mean, just say his name, and he appears. All-Pro Zach Bond. Neat to get him that extension signed. There's rumors floating around late last week that there's already talk between Howie and Zach's representatives about getting an extension done now before the season ends. I think the question is, what kind of an extension do you give him? What kind of extension does he think he could get on the open market, and what his value is? But knowing Howie Roseman, he'll find the right price that makes everybody happy, and then it fits. Vaughn and Becton got to get signed. Before the season started, I wasn't surprised that Mekhi Becton got the starting gig over Tyler Steen because of the injury to Steen. Let me tell you something. I just assumed it would be a 1-year thing for Mekhi Becton. Let me tell you something. The Eagles got to make a strong consideration to keep Mekhi Becton, for sure. I know Tyler Steen's there, but, having a right guard the size of Becton, playing the position in the NFL for the first time, and just straight mauling guys like he does, he's probably the biggest and strongest and fastest right guard in football right now. Not saying the best, but the strongest and fastest. Howie Roseman had a hell of a. I would love to see Maddie B in the comments comment on what Howie Roseman did wrong right now, because he would say something bad. No matter how bad Hallmark movies are, I still like a stupid dog. Watch them. See, I don't. Becton has been a shocking good, but we do have Steen. We do. But would you really consider letting Becton go? And Steen's played really good. In the NFL, you need 6 or 7 good offensive linemen to survive. Lane Johnson always misses time. Jordan Mailata got hurt this year. Becton got banged up this year. I'm going to try to find a way to keep them all. I am. Great NFL week. A.J. Brown kills me in fantasy, 10 points every week. Look, A.J. Brown had 5 catches, 60-some yards. You just don't need him. Everybody's taking a hit, statistically speaking, on the Eagles. Brown, Smitty, Hurts. I got a $5 Jalen Hurts MVP ticket. It ain't hitting because Saquon Barkley's winning the MVP. I haven't looked yet. But if Saquon Barkley's not 1 or 2 with Josh Allen in the MVP betting odds this morning, there's something wrong. Just give Saquon Barkley the MVP right now. But because of the Saquon Barkley play and dominance of the offensive line and dominance of the defense too, A.J. Brown's taking a hit. He don't care, though, because he just wants to win. Jalen Hurts is taking a hit. He don't care because he just wants to win. Smitty's taking a major hit this year. He don't care because he just wants to win. Steen also played left guard a bit this season. He can also play center. Exactly. You keep Tyler Steen on his rookie contract for another year to play that swing backup role, and Becton's your star. You got to find a way to keep Mekhi. Mekhi Becton's still pretty young. It's only, his 3rd year in the NFL? 4th? He played 2 or 3 years with the Jets. So it's not like, Mekhi Becton is this older vet. Becton is a guy that's still got his whole future in front of him. And he's locked into Stoutland University. It would be a grave mistake of the Eagles to not find a way to extend Mekhi Becton. Because all we do is talk about Zach Bond getting his extension midseason. Got to reward Becton. Brown, Smitty, Goddard, et cetera, are all willing to take the stat hits because they want the ring. That's right. That's right. And that's what you love. And this brings me to the final major topic that I wanted to bring up before I get to the pizza shop thing. Where are all the people that wanted Nick Sirianni fired? Before the season, in the off season, at the bye week? Because to convince A.J. Brown, to convince Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, to convince this team to play as a unit, to have a singular goal, comes from the message from the top, and that's Nick Sirianni. It might have taken a few weeks at the start of the season, but Nick Sirianni's message has been driven home so well. Nick Sirianni is not getting the credit he deserves for the success of this team. I got to write some things down here. And things I just got to write down to remember to get into later this week. I get these little ideas in my mind. I got to write them down so I don't forget. Steen could make a whole career being that backup guard position. Big V did it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Steen will get paid if not by us, but he's not a free agent after the year. So he's still going to be here at least next year. You're still here? You still want Nick Sirianni fired? You still want Nick Sirianni gone? Because let me tell you something. I don't know how many coaches can keep a team together like this. With all the outside noise. Nick Sirianni, dare I say? Oh, I'm going to write this one down too. Before I say it, I'm looking it up. I'm writing it down. Dare I say Nick Sirianni deserves Coach of the Year consideration? Dare I say it? Coach of the Year. He struggles with the first 15 scripted plays. We all know that. It happened again this past week. And I didn't hate the first 15 plays. I didn't like them. I didn't hate them. Remember, the Ravens defense is really good. Don't forget that. There's a certain vibe with the Eagles team that is the NFL backpedaling. I think Nick Sirianni deserves a bunch of the credit for this. I think that Smitty, AJ, Hurts, and all professionals and have had a single goal since coming to this league, Super Bowl win. Smitty, AJ, and Hurts sniffed at you. Exactly. A certain type of mindset of a player that cares more about the title than the stats. Certain types of players, they get some money, and enough money is enough money. They don't care about the rest. They just want to win. I will want the clown game, a clown gone if he doesn't sit the F down and stop getting his OC's way. Look, yes, Nick Sirianni's scripted plays are an issue. Is it perfect? No. But again, yesterday, was against a really good defense too, with some great players like Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton, etc. So there was going to be. It wasn't like we were going to move the football up and down the field all game long. The question more on the OC is, how do the Eagles find a way to keep Kellen Moore so he keeps some consistency after the season ends, no matter what the end results of this season are? Well, I don't think A.J. Brown cares about your fantasy team. I know he don't care about mine either. Had to cut Eagles kicker and Goddard. Yeah, well, yeah. Most teams come off the scripted plays quickly when they figure they ain't working. We kind of did too, because we only went 2 drives. I think it was 7 plays, those first 2 drives, 7 or 8 plays. They got off of it right away. They did. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM on the STT Sports Network. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already done it, please. Clicking those buttons go a long way into building the algorithm and building this great channel. Help me. Coincidence or not, we are 8-0 the Eagles since I started this channel. So please like, subscribe. If you've done those 2 things, please click share and share it on some form of social media. And go out there today and find more subscribers for me. Time to take this to the next level. We got 4 weeks left in the year. How far can we get the STT Sports Network by the end of 2024? I would love to get it to 500 subscribers. That would be a dream come true. So please like, share, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet it out. You can comment on the Twitter. You just got to open the video and then comment in that box, not below the tweet. Guys, do that. I'm Phil Stiefel. You can find me at Beard of Knowledge. And in 5 minutes' time, we're going to give you the ultimate rant, not sports related, that I got to get off my chest. You guys love my rants, especially when they're not sports related. I got the ultimate rant about what went down at the pizza shop this weekend. All right, and in Kennett Square. You know that scripted plays are usually only for there's about 15 of them. They are never for the full first quarter unless you are incompetent. All right. So we're trying to bring in that negative, but I get it. They're bad, the scripted plays. They have been. But it also, yesterday, was against a great defense, too. Saquon touching the ball in the first play and then not again for like 5 plays. That's not good. I know a lot of people were upset with the play action. I forget what happened on the exact first play of the second half that they had. He dropped back in play action. They wanted to go deep to A.J. Brown. They didn't run the ball, but it is what it is. They still got to play the Lions. But we don't got to play the Lions. We got to play somebody in the championship game. It probably will be the Lions. And you know what? I see your little Detroit thing. You know, I got a very, very close friend that lives in Detroit. He's a huge Lions fan. And I'm hoping we play the Lions in the championship game. I hope we do. Because we'd have a doozy of a show that week. Me and Jason going one-on-one. That's right. Hit that like button. Please, show up. Yeah, they absolutely are. Defense is going to be called the Broad Street Bullies. I don't know. I love it, but also seems too obvious. Got to get more creative, Joe, with your names in that. Did you have turkey dinner at Need House? What? That's what I mean. Yeah, I got you. I got you, my man. I want to see Eagles Lions. I do. In the championship game. We ready for teaser? Yeah, look, I got a story of all stories for you guys. It would be. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, my man. I appreciate it. Did you learn what Italian sub is yet? Yeah, well, I do know what an Italian sub is. All right, real quick. Second rant of the day. Not the first. We'll get to the pizza shop in a second. He just mentioned turkey dinner. When is it time to throw the turkey Thanksgiving leftovers out? I've now eaten Thanksgiving leftovers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And last night, my leftovers, I'm like, that's it. I still got a lot of leftovers left, but I kind of feel bad, but I kind of got to throw them all out. Don't know I could do it anymore. I'll hit the like because you welcome. Look, I welcome everybody. I've got Cowboys fans that we have. This channel here is open to everybody. We do a live show every single morning here. Other stuff throughout the week. We talk all sports here. Yes, we're Philadelphia based, but we talk it all on this show. Cowboys fans, 49ers fans, we've had them all. And we don't discriminate. We don't hate on anybody except for that Knicks fan. Except for Trinidad. We give Trinidad a hard time. But that's because Trinidad's a riling up type person. We have plenty of young players who has college championship winners experience. Give us an upper hand, I believe. Absolutely, I agree. That's why you draft players from big name colleges that have experience at winning. That's why they're good early in their career versus taking 3, 4, 5 years to develop. I usually don't for people. Got to earn my respect. Hey, look, we do this every single day. So you're not like Bears fans. I'm not like a typical Eagles fan. Hell, Skip Bayless hot take, the lesser. We are waiting for. Okay, all right. I think I've teased the Core 12. Key. Just so you know, we have something called the Core 12 here. It's the regular people that are here every morning. It's not 12 people. It's just a name for the core listeners, and they love my rants. For you that don't know, I own a pizza shop. Sorry for the old English boarding school terminology. Yeah, so I own a pizza shop in Kennett Square. All right, guys. So here's my weekend. Actually, I got to open my phone so I could get the first direct message that I received this weekend from the situation and quote it out properly here. All right. So this weekend in Kennett Square, as always, as every small town, there was a Christmas parade. Okay. And Saturday night, the Christmas parade, it's a huge deal, blah, blah, blah. I worked. I did not go to the Christmas parade. I've never been to the Christmas parade. I hate parades. I think they're boring. Okay. Supposedly at the Kennett Square Christmas parade, something happened. Somebody was live streaming for their business. Somebody didn't like their kids being in the background of the video. Some words were exchanged. Someone threatened to hurt somebody. There might have been a fight or two. I don't know. This thing blew up out of nowhere. Okay. And it got really bad. And there's obviously, just like every town, there's a Facebook community page. And the Kennett community page has 30,000, 40,000 people in it. It's a big community, Kennett Square. Okay? So listen to this. So this big fight, some racial tension, a whole bunch of stuff, all boiling up from this. And the community page Sunday morning blew up with video clips of this thing, of what went down at the parade. Video clips of the people shouting at each other. Video clips of people threatening each other over it. And I've got this one person, I don't know who this is, Lily Gonzalez. I got a DM from Lily Gonzalez at almost 11 p.m. Saturday night. Shame on you and your kids' pictures are posted on Facebook. Worry about that instead of threatening someone for recording in a public area. So this person, Lily Gonzalez, found my profile, DM'd me, and blamed me for being the person that started this whole entire mini riot in Kennett Square. Then, in every single community page post, went and tagged myself, tagged my wife, and Fox's Pizza, my restaurant, tagged all of us multiple times in every thread, telling everybody that I was the person that started the fight. I wasn't there. Secondly, DMing me about my kids. Clearly, you are wrong. I don't have kids, so it couldn't even have been me. But yet now, there are people liking and commenting and thinking that this Lily person, who I have no idea who it is blaming me and telling people that I'm the problem, that I'm the one that started this miniature riot in Kennett Square. So my entire day yesterday was going all over social media, making sure people realized that it wasn't me. Now, the person in question that did start everything had a beard, not as awesome of a beard as mine. So, do you think every white man with a beard is the same? Like, I literally cannot imagine how good or bad this could be for my business. Like, the fact that this person won't stop blaming me, DMing my wife, tagging my business, calling us out as bad people, all because she thinks I'm the person with the kids, that I don't have kids, that started this problem. 2 days tops. Okay, yeah, gotcha. 12 rants at Christmas. Do I need to do a 12 rants at Christmas? They don't throw food out. Yeah, no. I'm just going to page through some of those comments there. Doesn't matter. We don't worry about that here in Detroit. We just want the 1 seed and Chiefs. All right. Well, no, you're going to get the 1 seed and us first. Key. Phil, you kind of generic white guy number. I'm like the generic henchman. They don't even give me a name in the movie. I'm just generic henchman number 3. And so obviously I'm going to be the first one to die in the battle, right? This is what I deal with. You want to know why I don't want to own a business anymore in 2024? It's because of the power of social media. And the fact that one idiot has a bad take and trying to ruin me. I have checked this person. Somebody thought that this person was like a spam. It's not. It's a real person. I don't have any friends with this person. I've checked their Facebook profile. They've never I've Google searched their name in my computer system. I don't have any clue who, again, what's her name? Lily Gonzalez is. Nothing. But yet she's out there running her mouth that I started a mini riot in Kennett Square. And sounds like I'm exaggerating a little bit with the mini riot. There was literally like a bunch of people going at it online and in person at the parade, fighting and screaming because somebody was live streaming the parade and somebody's kids got in the background and they didn't like it. So one threatened the other, and then the other threatened the other, back and forth. Fisticuffs happened. But it's my fault now. Now, the core supporters of Fox's Pizza know it wasn't me. But I can't imagine casual people that don't know me or don't use me regularly see that and in the back of their head, the next time they think about pizza, like, oh, no, that guy's a racist. Detroit gonna run out of gas. I think they might, Rick. I don't know. They have to get over the injury bug. I think the injury bug is the key to us getting the 1 seed over Detroit. Just in my humble opinion. Respect for Phil rising. Nobody cares 24 hours later, Phil. Don't worry. Well, I care, Mad Chatter. I do. I care. My name means something to me. I like Detroit over Eagles, but Eagles keep surprising me. Yep. Bills, Lions. Yeah, you already said that. I said you could flip any of those first 3. Detroit, paper champions. We'll see. Detroit's a well-coached team. They play hard. They play tough. They are the epitome, Detroit, they're the epitome of next man up. Because you think we've had some injuries this year. Detroit has gotten ravaged by the injury bug every single week. Their IR list is as long as my something. All right? And it's just getting worse and worse every single week. Rick, I hope you realize who the coach of Detroit, and yeah, absolutely. Roll like a couple interviews with them, any interview you want, and yeah. I don't think they'll run out of gas. The question is, will they run out of players, Key? I mean, I mean, maybe I'm being a little sarcastic, but I mean the amount of injuries that the Lions have faced eventually have to catch up to them, don't they? That would be my big concern with the Lions. Do they lose the number 1 seed because they lose a few games late in the season because they just run out of players that are at the level that they need? I just want to do my job. And Yellowstone doesn't suck. Last night's episode of Yellowstone was fantastic. I will say my wife and I binged the new Alex Cross TV show. It's only 1 season, 8 episodes. Friday, Saturday night, boom, done. 5 episodes on Friday, 3 episodes on Saturday. Not a bad show. The new Alex Cross TV show. Not as good as the Morgan Freeman movies. They did some things better than the Morgan Freeman movies. Some things worse than the Morgan Freeman movies. It was very generic, psychological thriller TV show. A lot of cliches in it. But I will say, talk about Yellowstone. Yellowstone doesn't suck. Last night was great. Alex Cross was a fun show to watch. Lions have built their team similarly to the Eagles and KC. They have. Eagles don't need the 1 seed to beat the Lions. Eagles going to go to Detroit and beat them in their stadium. They could. Yeah, that's fine, Rick. It's fine. I don't know, yes or no, but I would prefer it in Philly. They don't need it in Philly, but I obviously would prefer it in Philly, without a doubt. They spend on the trench. And we've talked about that for years in this show. Any successful football franchise, before you draft a quarterback, before you draft a wide receiver or running back, before you spend big money on an edge rusher, well, edge rusher might be the only difference to the equation. You need a strong offensive line. We're going to have to humble Russell Wilson when the time comes. First, we take care of the Panthers. Absolutely. Absolutely. First rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. Yeah. No, you're right about the injury bug part, and it's going to be interesting to see how new players integrate with this team and culture here. I trust Brad Holmes getting the right players. Look, good. We'll come January, we'll find out. Right? Come January, we'll find out. Goff and Lions rolled over in the playoffs last year. They did. They had a lot of guys that weren't, a lot of teams lose their first time in the playoffs. Dan Campbell's first time coaching the playoffs. It happens. It is what it is. But the Lions Eagles fans need to admit to themselves that the biggest challenge in front of them is not the Chiefs, is not the Bills. The biggest hurdle to winning the Super Bowl will be the Lions. And I firmly believe on this day, 12/2/2024, firmly believe that the winner of the Eagles-Lions NFC Championship game will win the Super Bowl. That the NFC Championship game should be titled the Super Bowl this year. Because I think the two best teams in the NFL are the Lions and the Eagles. And right now, if I had a guess, if the Eagles and Lions went to the championship game, okay, and played in Detroit, I would say the Detroit Lions would be 1.5-point favorites. And I think if the Eagles played Detroit here in Philly, the Eagles would only be 1.5-point favorites. Maybe 2, both ways. That's it. There are two very close teams that do the same thing. Run block and run the football well. Their quarterbacks don't make mistakes. Jalen Hurts makes less than Jared Goff. Both play smash mouth defense. Control the clock. Detroit is a different team than they were. Absolutely agree with you on that. You guys aren't wearing it in Detroit, especially when Eminem shows up. I see. That crowd's good. Is Eminem like the Rocky? Like every game you got to use him, right? Winning. Yeah, I got you on that. One big thing about the Eagles team is they fear nobody. The Eagles team doesn't get shook, and that's coaching, Rick. You could go down 14-0 in a game. It's all right. We got this. And that's a key thing for success with the Eagles. The never give up mentality. They never give up hope. They never think they're out of it. It's something special. It really, truly is. All right, guys, we're coming up in the final 5-7 minutes of the show today. So final thoughts and opinions. Eagles make a statement win over Baltimore yesterday. It's going to be a beautiful victory Monday. Bills roll over 2, in all honesty. Look, the Bills are a good team. In my opinion, they're the best team in the AFC. Right now, if I had to pick, I want to see the Bills face the Steelers, not the Chiefs, the Steelers in the championship game. We will just bring out Meek Mill and Mike Trout and Bradley Cooper and Kevin Hart and Sylvester Stallone. Here's one for you. Eagles celebrities. Verse. We got to do like some kind of list of who's got a Philadelphia sports celebrity like supporting fan base. Quite like we got Shyamalan, M. Night Shyamalan, Meek Mill, Mike Trout, Bradley Cooper, Kevin Hart. And then go one-on-one. Or give me Detroit's 5 best celebrity supporters. See who wins. Eagles versus Bills in the Super Bowl would be a fun Super Bowl. As a guy that you too, Rick, probably cheered for the Bills a lot in the early 90s because they were going up against Washington and New York and Dallas in the Super Bowls. And then the Bills can then officially complete the sweep of getting beat by every NFC East team in the Super Bowl. It would be pretty special, right? That's what we want. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to hope for. I forgot about Will Smith, too. Absolutely. Wonder whatever happened to Will Smith. Not the Will Smith. There used to be a regular listener back when I was on my PSN days. He's on YouTube. His name was Will Smith. And he used to watch all the time and comment occasionally. Haven't seen Will Smith find the new channel. If anybody sees Will Smith comment on other Eagles channels, make sure Will Smith finds this channel. Please. I'd greatly appreciate it. There's still a lot of the original PSN and EOP people that haven't found their way to the new channel yet. So we got to keep sharing this show out and telling everybody to find this channel. I've always rooted for Buffaloes, and so have I. I fell for Jim Kelly in that group. And then Jim Kelly's story, post-playing career, was always a big fan. Mitchie Poo, a little late to the show today. Great overtime game-winning goal this weekend from you, Mitch Kofsky. My Lions realize opportunity only comes once in a life. That is true. That's what my man Jason Sullivan says all the time from up there. Detroit, so Eminem runs the show, and we're going to lose yourself in the love it. Will Smith never shows to Philly events. He's gone all in. Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you on that. Absolutely. I don't even know if I consider him a Philadelphian anymore. He might have been born and raised in West Philadelphia, but that's not where he hangs out on the playgrounds these days. Eagles scored more points than the Ravens. Hey, good analysis there from Mitchie Poo. Rock solid analysis from you, Mitchie Poo. Guys, time to wrap this shebang up. Time to get to work and make the dough, literally and figuratively, because that's what we do. But with that being said, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Final comments rolling in here. I'm rooting Eagles and Lions. So, yeah, look, we got a big week. We're gonna roll on this week with Eagles positivity. We might get back into the Sixers a little bit. Something happened this weekend with the Sixers that really annoyed me. Minor, but annoyed me. Maybe the Phillies. This is about the time of year where the Phillies start making some moves. Maybe we get some Phillies conversation. Maybe we get some Flyers conversation in. You can't say Mitch was wrong, but it was kind of an old school politician way. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree. I didn't say he was wrong. I said it was excellent analysis from Mitchie. But lots of Eagles, a little bit of Sixers, maybe Phillies. We got that all on the agenda this week. Don't know what else will come up. You never know what's going to come up in the world. But we'll continue going on, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Would greatly appreciate it as we march closer and closer to that number that Mitchie Poo wants. We don't play Madonna anymore. Just FYI. Yeah. I saw a video of her at a concert recently. She looks awful. I don't know why she's still doing shows out there. But Key, welcome to the Core 12. Come on back tomorrow. We'll be talking more sports. Yes, it's Philly focused, but it is what it is. We don't claim her either. Nobody wants to claim her. Bryce Harper was in Mr. Beast's video, was he? Yeah, whatever. I'm actually I got a side story I can tell you, Mr. Beast. I'm a big fan of a former employee of mine got offered a job from Mr. Beast to be a video editor for him, and she took the job, but it was 2 weeks before my vacation was planned, and she was my manager. So he flew her back to Philadelphia to work for me for a week so that we could continue our vacation. And ever since then, mad respect for Mr. Beast and his team. He didn't have to do that. He could have said, sorry, you want the job, you got to start. But she worked for him for 2 weeks. He flew her home and then let her work here for us and then flew her back down there. Special person there. Breaking news, Russia evaded Washington. What? I don't get that out there. Can somebody comment something else? I need a better comment than that to end the show on here today. Cool, you guys are better than our local. Look, I do this every day because what the STT Sports Network means, Key, it's STT stands for setting the trends for what sports talk should be. That's what we do here. And I'm trying to change the narrative on what Philly sports is and should be and can be. You know, in Philadelphia and everywhere. If I got this to a monetized channel, I would do more shows. Longer shows. Got to make some money first. All right, Mitchie Poo. Anyway, wrap it up. Go Birds, right? Victory Monday. Statement win from the Eagles. Back tomorrow at 8 a.m., guys. Thank you all very much for a fantastic show. Go Birds. And as always, guys, bubbles up to y'all.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep.